Okay, so I know it's a well-known thing that you shouldn't gamble, but the reason why I'm making this video is because I recently started to realize how scary gambling can be, and I wanted to just kind of raise awareness, share my experience, my story. By the way, it's nothing crazy. I'm actually break even pretty much in gambling, and I'm making this video because I'm stopping. Like I'm not doing it anymore, and I wanted to share my short, very short experience in the gambling world, how I got a taste of it and how scary it can be, and just kind of share that. And when I say gambling, right, I think there are different types of gambling. I think investing is gambling. I think, um, dropping out of school to pursue your dreams, I think that's gambling. Starting your own business, that's definitely gambling in a sense. And I'm not talking about that, right? That kind of gambling is, I guess, I'm not saying drop out of school, whatever, but I'm saying that kind of gambling I can kind of get behind. Starting a business, pursuing your dreams, investing, whatever. That's different. I'm talking about like casino, lottery, sports betting, stuff like that. Okay, so like I said, this isn't how I ruined my entire life gambling, how I spent my entire life savings gambling. It's not one of those. I made a couple $100 gambling and I lost those couple bucks gambling. And I wanted to share that experience. Again, like I said, I'm pretty much break even, and I'm not gambling again. That's why I'm creating this video because I want to kind of share the horrors, the feelings that you get, even from a small sample size, like mine, and how it can kind of spiral out of control without you even realizing it. And I want to share that. Now, to just get right into it, the main reason I think why gambling is so scary is because number one, it's marketed as fun, right? Quote unquote fun. It's a leisure activity. Hey, let's just hang out with some friends and gamble, right? It's a fun thing. Like when you see commercials of casinos, everyone's smiling, everyone's having a good time, everyone's laughing, right? And that's why it's so scary because gambling is a very serious. It's a serious thing. Yet it's marketed as like everyone just having fun. It's like a sport almost. Like people downplay the severity of gambling by just saying, "Oh, it's just a bit of fun. It's fun. Let's just do it once." You're not going to do it all the time. It's just once in a while. It's fun, right? And that's the scary part, right? It actually is fun. Like when you're winning, when you're with friends, when you're just hanging out, drinks, whatever. It is fun, right? And here's the thing, right? This propaganda, like you shouldn't gamble. Everyone knows it, but a lot of people don't take it seriously because they don't gamble or they maybe have gambled once or twice, right? And then you think to yourself like, oh, it's like I see a lot of stories of people with gambling addictions and stuff like that. It's never going to be me because I have self-control. I'm never going to gamble. I'm not a gambling addict. I can't see myself gambling as an addiction, right? And a lot of people think that way, and that's how you, I think, fall into the trap because you don't have that awareness of how genuinely scary gambling can be. Okay, so here's the story. Here's how it works. I'm gonna kind of break it down for you. By the way, I'm not some kind of anti-gambling expert. This is just my experience. So the thing is, right? Gambling never starts out like big, right? You're not just going in gambling as a first timer, betting thousands of dollars, betting your entire life savings. It always starts somewhere like super small. Hey, let me bet $1. Let me bet $10 here and there. Let me play a couple bets with my friends. Hey, we're at the casino. We're in Vegas. Let me play like a slot machine, like a little bit. Spend a couple dollars. No big deal, right? And when you win, it's fun. It's exhilarating. And the scary thing is that it's fast, right? That's the problem. Is it's so fast. It's so easy to win money gambling. So that's pretty much how it started, right? I would do, like years ago, I would do a couple sports bets. I would buy a couple lottery tickets here and there. I would, play some, card games with friends. Invest a couple bucks, no big deal. And I was never like the guy who gambles. Like I kind of despise the idea of gambling, which is why I'm creating this video because there's gonna be a lot of people that tell themselves like I'm never gonna gamble. That's not me. I'm not a gambler, and they might fall into the trap because that was literally me. I never saw myself gambling. Never like even when I would go to Vegas and go to a casino, um, I would never touch a slot machine. I would never play any of the card games. None of that. I was never into it. Thought it was really dumb. And whenever I would see like gambling ads, like, if you have a gambling product problem, call this number, whatever, I'll just be like, why do people struggle with this so much? It's just don't gamble your money. It's really dumb. And I was like, I'm never gonna be that guy. A couple months ago, I went into the casino for the first time to gamble some money. And honestly, I don't even know why I did it. I just woke up one morning and I was just bored. I was like, I have some extra money lying around. Let me just go to a casino, have some fun. Let's see. I have fun, playing some card games with my friends. Like, what's the worst that can happen? The worst that can happen is I lose a couple $100. I never gamble again, and I'm out. Right? But at least I can say, that I did it once. Whatever. I don't know why I thought that could be something I could brag about, but I was like, let me just try it. So I went to my local casino, looked it up, and here's where it got really scary. Um, I won. So my first day going to the casino, I won. Um, and looking back, that's probably like the worst thing that could have happened. And I know that sounds wild, and I'm gonna explain. But I won like $700. It was crazy. I was in there for like less than 3 hours, and I turned like $200 into $900. I'm not gonna go over the entire night of how it happened, but it was basically just, I was like a luck box. I was just hitting everything. Yeah, basically, long story short, I made $700. Right, and just to kind of share my experience and how it felt, it was like the easiest $700 I've ever made in my entire life. It was thrilling. It was actually fun. Like my heart was beating on my chest. It was crazy. Um, I just made $700 just literally just doing nothing, and that was kind of like the beginning of the scary roller coaster because that day I left the casino with 700 extra dollars in my wallet, and like these thoughts started to go over my head. Like I was in my car, I started to calm down a bit, and the thoughts just kind of reeled in. Like, bro, I just made $700 in 2 hours, first time gambling. Am I some kind of prodigy? Should I become a professional gambler? Should I quit everything? And it's crazy because I know how hard it is to make $700. I run a business, right? And I can spend a bunch of time trying to sign clients for that same $700, and it will take me a lot of time, a lot of stress, a lot of work, a lot of effort, to make that exact money. And I turn around and go to a casino. I'm playing like hand after hand. I'm doing slots, whatever, and I just make $700 like it's nothing. No stress, no nothing. Just just gambling. And that's how gambling can kind of just like hit you like a train because it starts off small. It starts off as no big deal, just a little bit of fun. And then it goes into the let me just try it one time, right? And then it goes into, oh, I won. Let me try again, right? Because you're not going to win $700 and never go back. Or you can. That's what you should do. That's what I should have done. But I'm telling you now, it's almost impossible, right? Let's say you invested some money or you started a business, you made $700 your first day. Are you just gonna ignore that business, never go back to it again? Are you not gonna invest more money into that stock or whatever it is you invested into? Like it's hard to just make $700 in a day and just never go back to it again, right? And that's the problem with gambling is even when you win, you lose because in gambling you lose eventually. That's the borderline message. You will lose eventually because casinos always have an edge. But the problem is when you lose, obviously you lose. But when you win, the problem with winning is that you will always go back. You will always go back. That's how gambling is built. Because you're not just gonna win a bunch of money and then never. It's really hard to explain, but it's really hard to do. And I hope people can understand that, and is why I'm advising people to not even start because if you do start, you lose both ways because you lose. But even when you win, I feel like you will lose. I think it's the people that go into the casino for the first time with $100 and win that actually like end up ruining their lives and have a gambling addiction. It's the people that win that get a taste of that winning feeling, turning $100 into $200 like it's nothing. That's the scary part because I went back the next day and I was not winning $700 per day. Uh, I started like winning maybe like $100, $50, and then losing $100, losing $200, losing $50, making $0, pretty much just break even. And then one day I went to the casino, and again, long story short, I lost $700. So the entire profit I made that crazy night I had that one day, I lost it in just about the same amount of time. And it was ridiculous because I can recall it now because it happened a while ago, but just thinking back, I didn't even realize I was losing the $700 because I would go in with $100, I would spend it, lose it, and then I would go to the ATM machine. Convenient, there's an ATM machine right next to the machines and the card games, whatever. Take another $100, go back, lose it, get really mad. Let me try one more time. Go to the ATM machine, get another 100, go back, again and again, again. And it wasn't until like I lost the $700, I was like, wait, how much did I even spend? Right? I didn't even know how much I was spending until I lost that 700. I just like, let me just sit back and wait and think how much I actually spent. And then I like recalled all the times I went to the ATM machine. I was like, I just lost $700 in like 2.5 hours. And I didn't even realize how quickly I was losing this money. This is all the profit that I made from gambling on that first day when I got super lucky and just went crazy and won 700. I should stop. That when I lost that $700, that was when I told myself that I should stop after losing $700 in a day. And I'm telling you now, it's scary. Like how quickly you can lose money without even realizing that you're losing it. It's it's actually terrifying. Like for me, I have a very addictive personality. Thankfully, I was able to kind of stop myself as soon as I, essentially broke even. But it could have gone a lot worse for me, right? And the thing is, like, you work all day to make $100, let's say, and then you go to the casino, you play one hand of blackjack for $100, you win, and you make $100 in like 5, 10 seconds. You take $100, go to the roulette table, bet it on black, and you win $100 in 5 seconds, however long it takes to spin the ball. It's the contrast, right, that kind of gets you. It's like on one side you're working all day, you make $100 for that day, you work super hard, you're dead tired, and then you turn around and go to the casino and make that same amount of money in 5, 10 seconds. Like that's the severity of it, because subconsciously in your mind you think, you just start to lean towards the easier route. You spend less time on your life, your job, your business, whatever it is you're doing, and just trying to you tend to just naturally focus on the what's working, or what's how quick you're able to make that $100. I don't know how to explain it. It's just how the body works. Even when you win, you lose. And I want to reiterate that because there is no winning in gambling. When you win, you feel that thrill, you feel that rush. Oh my gosh, I just made an entire day's worth of money in 5 seconds. There's no thrill like that. There's none. Like it's the quickest way to make money. It's ridiculous. But it's just as quick. It's actually quicker to lose it because casinos have an edge. You will always lose the longer you play. You will lose. You will lose, right? And when you lose, after getting a taste of that win, you start to think to yourself, you're not going to quit. You're not thinking like, oh, I should quit. You're thinking, oh, let me just play again. It's just what's another 5, 10 seconds out of my day. I can just make that money back and then play again, win again. Now I'm in a profit. It's that cycle. It's that mindset that people just naturally, instinctively have. Again, I don't know how to explain it well, but it's just like that. This is the best way I can explain it. Like that's how it gets you. It starts off small, it gradually increases over time. When you win, you start betting more. It's not like you're betting the same amount every time. Even when you're consistently winning, number one, you're eventually going to lose. It's just how math works. But let's say you're consistently winning, you just naturally start to go, okay, let me bet a bit more. So now you're betting more. So when you lose, you're losing more. And it's just kind of a cycle that just builds on itself until eventually you're betting money that you can't manage. You're betting amounts that you can't really handle, and again, you're not even thinking. Again, I lost $700 like it was nothing. I didn't even realize I was losing it until I lost it. And then I actually just sat back and thought about how much I was losing. It's so easy to lose money. That's the danger of gambling. The only way to actually escape it, I think, is to just not start. I want to create this video to tell people, don't start. If you like, maybe you're in the stage now where you're thinking about it, or maybe you're going to get tempted in the future. I hope you remember this part of the video. Don't start, because you're going to be a loser. It's not good for you, it's not healthy. And here's another crazy thing that I just kind of recalled now. When I was gambling and when I was like losing, I couldn't sleep. I would have sleepless. I don't know if this is like a recurring thing between gamblers, but when you sleep, even when you win, you have a hard time sleeping. It affects your sleep life. It affects your like your day-to-day life. You start like not caring about things that are important. You're like your health. Like I don't know how else to explain it, but it's really hard to sleep when you lost $700. That it's just how it is. That day I lost $700. I don't think I slept. I was just sitting there, lying in my bed, thinking about how stupid I am, and how dumb I was to actually spend $700 in a night gambling away. I couldn't sleep. Like I just, it's impossible for you to just lie there and sleep well at night, knowing that you made the dumbest decision, losing hundreds of dollars, like gambling away hundreds of dollars and losing it. It affects your health. It affects your mental well-being. It affects your day-to-day life. It affects your bank account. It feeds into people's natural instincts. Maybe they're like addictive personalities. It's like a virus. It's like a itch that never goes away and just naturally grows over time. It's lonely. It's an uphill battle. It's a losing battle. It's not healthy in any way, shape, or form, but it's fun, right? You see it on TV all the time, commercials, casino commercials where people are just smiling and laughing and having a great time. But it's honestly, I think, one of the most severe problems that people have in the world today, because it's just so overlooked. It's not talked about enough, and it's so easy. It's so easy to fall into that addiction. You might not be anywhere near close to even thinking about gambling now, and that's good. But the reason why you should have this in your thoughts at least is because it's so easy to fall into that trap of gambling. Even when you're at zero, it's so easy to get to one to 10 or whatever, or get to 100. It's with gambling, it's so easy. You may have no interest now, but all it takes is that one little thought, one little just out with your friends, hey, let's gamble tonight. That's all it takes. So yeah, this video was a bit different, but I want to kind of talk about this. This was on my mind. So yeah, I don't know why I'm creating this video now. It was months ago, but this just crossed my mind and I just wanted to talk about it. Felt like talking about it. Thankfully, I'm break even. Like I stopped as soon as I had that losing day, and I just never went back since that day. Hopefully, I never do. So yeah, I just want to keep this message in the back of people's minds. Don't gamble. Don't start. Do it the hard way. Like make money the hard way. It sucks. It's hard. Gambling's so easy to make money. This is gonna be hard, but do this. Do it the hard way. Work hard and be diligent. Yeah, just don't gamble.